Hello, my friends. Look at the beautiful meat. I decided that I'm going for the quarantine Jeff Spicoli surfer, stoner, rocker. So I turned, I decided that quarantine was a place for Jeff Spicoli. And I also decided, because my son really wanted steak, that we were going to do some steak, and then we get to talk about how to let meat rest. I know that sounds very sexy, doesn't it? Resting meat. Henry also wanted some onion rings to go with this, so I made a ginger kombucha batter. I'll tell you about that later. And then, we're just going to throw some of those rings in, and that is beef tallow. That's what I fry in. So this is grass-fed meat. I got it from Hudson Charles Butcher. There's 3 different cuts here. This is called bavette. I probably should pound it, but I'm not going to, so we could talk about temperature. That's something called a Delmonico. It's being held together and rolled, and that is a classic New York strip. These 2 I've slathered in butter and salt and pepper. A great steak doesn't need any sauce. It doesn't need anything. It needs good sea salt. It needs good pepper. You can put herbs if you want to. I like using herb de Provence. We could do that on the second one, as a matter of fact. Hang on a second. I'll show you what we'll do. I'll go into my cabinet of tricks, and I'll get some herb de Provence, and that's a lovely mix. Google it up. One of the things you'll find, it's got rosemary and marjoram, and the thing I love about it for steak is that it's got lavender. And lavender and steak, or beef and meat, is really beautiful. I know a lot of people are going, lavender, hey, that's so perfumey. I don't want my steak to taste like grandma's bathroom. But it doesn't, it's lovely. So what I'm gonna do here, now that I just crush the shit out of those herbs, excuse my language, I'm gonna put it on the bavette. Okay, so you can see I've got an inferno going here, and guess what I'm gonna do? Now I'm gonna turn it really way down. Grass-fed meat can't be cooked on a high flame all the time. Okay, this one's a little bit bigger. And there it goes. I'm gonna smoke up my house because I don't have ventilation. Now I get to do this. Seasoning meat is so important. Lots of pepper. Now, it's just about letting these babies go, Grass-fed meat reacts and cooks and tastes. It's got more nutritional value, but it's very different. I'm going to show you a book that isn't like something that's like glossy and gorgeous or anything. If you're not hip to grass-fed meat and why grass-fed meat is better for you nutritionally, and just the process of raising the animals and everything, get this book. It was written by Stanley A. Fishman. Stanley's a lawyer, but he was compelled to write this book because he ruined a really, really expensive, beautiful piece of meat. You only have to ruin grass-fed meat once to understand that it's a completely different animal, literally, and that it needs to be handled and cooked and treated differently. Which is why you get that pan hot, but you can't leave it that hot. So then you're going to bring it down, and it's about patience. Steak is about patience. And it's about understanding temperature, because what you want to do is you want to put a beautiful crust on this. Check this book out. It's, it's not glossy, like I said. It's not written especially like poetically. He's a lawyer, so he gets to the facts. And if you want to learn about grass-fed meat, support Stanley Fishman. Okay? I think I met him at a conference or something, and that's where I got it. So you see, we're just letting these babies go. Now, if I really wanted to get insane, I could weight them with another cast iron pan, and then they'd really take it on fast. That's how we would do a black and blue in a restaurant. We would weight it, we'd slather it with butter. We would take our hands like this. Look what I'm doing here. between the grass-fed meat and that butter, you've got like a major meal of conjugated linoleic acid. Say that 3 times fast after a few tequilas. Wash your hands. Here we go again. See, I'm back and forth to this stove. Good meat is a waiting game. While we're waiting, I want to show you something, okay? You touch your meat. Now, I'm sorry I had to say that. In order to tell the temperature, you don't always have to use a thermometer. You can use a thermometer if you want to. You could research, you could Google, you know, what's the perfect medium rare, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to show you something, okay? Touch your cheek. That's rare. That's what the meat's going to taste. That's what the temperature of the meat's going to feel like. That's rare. That's a medium rare, okay? That's a waste of money. That's called well done. You might as well be eating the sole of your shoe. Okay, you could also do it here on your palm if you prefer not touching your face. Rare. Okay, wait. Rare, medium rare, the sole of your shoe. Well done. You shouldn't eat meat. You don't deserve grass-fed steak. Well done. Bad. Okay, look. Oh, ooh, everybody go ooh, ah. Look at that. This is a strip. This is the Delmonico. Okay, we've got a beautiful crust on that. We're just going to let it do its thing. It's all about time. It's the heat, the time. You get a nice pan. It's beautiful. It's hot. Like I said, you know what? You can do this. You can do this. You can weight it. You can just take another cast iron pan and put it right on top. When we did that black and blue, I'm not even kidding. You get the pan smoking hot. You butter the thing up. You put it in the pan. You weight it with the cast iron pan. 1 minute to a minute and a half. Boom. Flip it to the other side and it's done. The real key to cooking a perfect steak is letting the meat rest. I'm not even kidding. Wear it rare still. So delicious. So yummy. I'm going to start heating up this oil just a little bit because I don't want it too crazy because it's shallow, right? And like I said, this is beef tallow. Beef tallow, lard, chicken fat, duck fat. These are all the nicest things to cook in. And I think that's the most stable fat. A very stable genius is this fat. Is it freaking you out that I'm blonde? It's still freaking me out that I'm blonde. Honey, is it freaking you out?
A little.
It's a little bit. Hey, Mr. Hand, you want to order a pizza? No, it's steak night, damn it. All right. I could throw a, well, let's wait a little bit till that fat gets a little bit hotter. You see, we've got that beautiful crust. Okay, honey, I don't want to hurt you now. And you always remember, if you're cooking 2 steaks at once, you got to leave some room in the pan, because if you crowd anything, it's going to wind up steaming. The worst thing is a steak that is steamed and does not have a crust. Obviously, this sweetheart is a little bit thicker, right? So it's going to take a little bit longer. The Delmonico. It's a very fancy name, don't you think? Doesn't it make you want to like listen to Ricky Ricardo and his big band? She's a sweetheart. She smells so good. Tom Clark. Where are you? Eric Campbell. I wish I could feed you, boys. I'm going to pull out the very beautiful steak knives tonight. You want to see them? I love them. Oh, look at my crazy drawer. Look at my beautiful steak knives, everybody. I love them. They've got the B right there. It's some French brand. I can't pronounce it. I don't speak good French. Once I said I was going to let my teeth get really bad and tell everybody I was French. I love the French. They sure can cook, but I can't speak French. La gueule, whatever. All right. So you put your little finger up on the bee like that. Isn't she beautiful? Look at that. These are beautiful steak knives if you want to buy them. I don't work for the company, and I have no stock in the company, so it doesn't matter if you get them or not. I just really like them. Looks like it has somebody's name on it. Anyway, so here we are. Hello, strip steak. I'm going to let you sit right there. Sorry, honey. Now, what happens when meat rests is that the juices disperse. You don't want to cut into this right now. You want to wait. See, look, there's the other crusty side. God bless her. While this baby's cooking, I'm going to put Senorita Bavette here. And because I know my hot spot's there, I'm going to put the thick side right there. Oh my goodness, that is one big fat hunk of meat. Lordy Lord. It's getting sexy up in here. A little bit more salt and pepper on this side. I'm not going to go cuckoo with the herbs on this side. We're going to... I mean, you could if you want to. Okay. Hello, beautiful girl. I don't know why I just called it a girl. Alright, so this one's coming up on being done. As soon as I put her over here to rest, I'm going to start in with my onion rings. And then we're also going to have sliced tomatoes that I put up on the face thing. And so those tomatoes came from Bodie Tree Farm. Yes, I say tomatoes. My husband's from Australia. So I've taken on that. It's just how we say it. My kids, they get a lot of shit for it too. All right. All right, so that's going to cook. Now, honey, you be careful. This won't hurt you, but we're going to throw this in. There it goes. Watch that. It cooks so damn fast, it's ridiculous. So what I'm going to do, this is called a spider. And I'm just going to let that thing go in the hot fat. So the batter is flour, so I'm sorry gluten-free people like myself, I won't be eating these. It's flour, baking soda, salt, pepper, and I used the GT's ginger aid kombucha. It's very fizzy. It's like making, see, look at that, how beautiful. It's like making a beer batter. I'm going to be making these one at a time, which is sort of painful to watch, but I don't have a big old stove. So I'm doing it like this for now. And I'm ambidextrous. So I'm pulling that out. I'm putting that one in. You see, I can cook a steak and fry an onion all at the same time. And look like a demented stoner surfer from a classic 80s movie wearing a baby's t-shirt. Every time I wear this t-shirt, everybody goes, oh, I love the babies. So I obviously, oh, look at that. I obviously have friends with good taste, but we all knew that already, didn't we? I remember one night I wore this to City Winery to go see Lucinda Williams. And Jesse Mallon was there, and he took a look at my shirt, and he went, I want that. I said, I'm sorry, that's going to be for my daughter one day. It still has the chrysalis stamp on it from the record label. Look at my husband. Look at him, close up on my wife's boobs on YouTube or wherever we are. And my friend Gina told me today that she did an internship at Chrysalis Records. So I learned something about a friend of mine who actually went to seminary. And you can watch her, and you can pray with her if you want to. Mother Gina Gore used to work at Chrysalis. You know what? I guess working at a record label could make anybody religious. So here we go, one by one, batter in. Yes, I get my fingers dangerously close to oil. Now, the Delmonico and the strip, you can just put down on the plate as one portion for somebody. I like slicing. This is obviously something you're going to want to slice. And slicing meat is also a whole nother talk show because everybody knows it's against the grain, right? You cut against the grain. But make sure your knives are sharp, okay? So when these come out of the fat, you salt them, my babies, okay? They're beautiful. Tomatoes, onion rings, and steak. How we going here? See, that's the part that's bigger. So you know what? It's fine. It's really fine to do this dance if you want to, because there's my hot spot and there's the lip of the pan. There's no rule that says that you can't put that up because you don't want that to be well done and that to be perfectly cooked. So, you know where your hot spot is, or as I like to call it, the sweet spot, and then figure out acrobatic ways to deal with it. Steak is cooking, onion rings are frying. We've got 2 right there that have been salted. Assaulted, I'm saying. They look like donuts, don't they? I love red onion. Did I just get you? Here I go into the batter. Look, you guys, there's absolutely no secret here. You use your fingers. You don't leave the spider in there because that's like a total rookie move that I'm embarrassed I just did. Like when I burnt myself on the bloody bowl when I was making noodles. Back over to the kitchen. Here's a towel. All right. She's still pretty rare. Herb de Provence. Google it. Google it. Yum. Thyme, marjoram, lavender, rosemary. It's a whole freaking garden, you guys. Flavor's so beautiful. Y'all know where Provence is, right? Once again, it's in France. It's a miracle I can even say Provence. Oi, I'm schwitzing. It's hot in here. Because I had to turn off the AC so you could hear me. Can you hear that? Oh, I just lost some of that lovely coating. I'm only going to do 5 of these. Because I think that might be enough. Don't you think, Mr. Duff?
Yeah, I think so.
They're fried and they're kind of heavy. You see the juices that are coming out, everybody? You see that? That's what you want. You want it to rest and you want the juices to come out. You're not going to waste those juices, of course.
That's what Banjo
And that's what Banjo
wants.
wants. Look at that. You see now we've got that lovely crust on that side. And that'll time it perfectly, because when the last onion ring is ready, I'll be able to start cutting into these. I'll take this little beauty out. I'm a multitasker. I've been a multitasker all my life. I can do 17 things at once. I'm a Gemini. All right. My oil is getting all fatootsed, as my mom would say. Hi, Mom. Hi, Googie. Okay. So that one's creeping along nicely there. Creep along, Moses, creep along. So I'm just going to do a little bit on the side before we pull her out because she's looking a little raw there. I just want a nice crust and a nice color everywhere because that's me, you know. And then we're going to start This one's gonna have to take a little while, but we're gonna cut into some of this here. See, I like my steak rare. You see that? That's so rare. That's a very thick piece of meat. Sorry. I'm sorry, vegetarians. I didn't mean to upset you. Tom, let me know what time you're going to come by for your steak sandwich or whatever. If you want, you can just, come over and I'll have a portion of this for you waiting downstairs. Everybody eats when they come to my house, but nobody comes to my house right now. I can't wait. I can't wait to have people over to eat again. I miss everybody. Well, not everybody. Ha ha ha. Oh, hello. Hello, onion rings. Letting go of all their extra oil. Alright, so that's it. I'm going to shut the oil down. And that oil actually has been used a few times. So I got good value out of it. I use it for fish and chips. That's what I make my fish and chips in, is beef tallow. That's the traditional way. It makes a mess, but I don't think anything tastes better than fish and chips or chips, just chips themselves in beef tallow. I'm going to put these over here and let them sit a bit. And then I'm going to pull out this because I don't necessarily want to slice on here. All right, sweetheart. You are very rare. I should have beat her up a little bit. You could pound it. I'm just going to let her sit. Now, here's the sweet Delmonico. Now, there should be some twine on here. You can take that twine off, or you can cut it with it on. Now I've got some sharp knife here. Here you go, guys. My dog is right at my feet, as you would imagine. Okay, we've got ourselves a rare, beautiful Delmonico here. I wanted this one rare. I wanted to keep it rare. The other one's going to be more medium rare. What do you think of that? Nice, right? Okay. So there's the Delmonico. You want to taste that? Here. You eat that. What do you think?
Mm-mm.
Delish, right? I like the Delmonico because it's got nice bits of nice bits of fat there. That's bloody good. And I mean bloody good. That is a perfect rare steak with a lovely crust. You see that? Okay. So that's the Delmonico right there. Perfect, rare, delicious. Can you see it? Ooh, it's kind of hard. Here, I may put it back down here in the light. It's better in the light, right? Rare. Watch, here, watch this. Watch. Rare meat. So tender. Okay. Remember what this is? Oh, it's a strip. This one's gonna be medium rare. You see that? That's more medium rare. Let's cut it up. I could have cut it off the bone first, but I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. Rare, med rare, medium rare. Cutting against the grain. Here, taste this one, honey. Good? Uh-oh. Mr. Duff can't believe how delicious it is. Was it too much pepper?
No.
You see that? He ate it too quick. You okay? Do you need a drink?
No, just swallow them on mine.
You see that? He's wolfing it down, you know. I think maybe I'll save that for Banjo. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Poor Banjo. Steak again. Okay. Y'all, it's a meat fest. You see this? I mean, I could feed 9 people out of this, but I wanted to show you the different rare, medium rare. On different cuts. That's not ready yet. Hang on. I can't stop eating. Remember, we're just going to have this with some fresh tomatoes from Nevia's farm, Bodhi tree, sea salt, pepper, spicy olive oil, and a little bit of basil. Yeah, I said basil. Okay. Mr. Duff, are you okay, honey?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me get a plate. Okay, I need to put this. Let's see what we have here. No, it's okay. So what I'm going to do here, rare Delmonico with all the lovely fat. And then we have the medium rare. Some people would say it's rare, but I say it's medium rare because it's more pink. That's the New York strip. These are all grass-fed. Okay? This is the bavette, which is medium rare to medium. I know you're all going to be like, it's all rare. It's not all rare. Okay? And this is the one that has the lavender on it. Oh my God. I was about to feed a piece to my husband, but I thought he might choke again and then get embarrassed because he's doing such a good job on the camera. So I'm going to do this. Watch this. We have 3 different cuts of steak that are perfectly cooked. And then you see, they bleed out, and then you take the juice and then put them back, right? Hang on. Excuse me, honey. Excuse me, honey. And now I'm going to take these beautiful onion rings. They're so crispy. You can hear them being crispy. Can you hear them being crispy? Mmm, crispy. And then I've got these little crispy bits. And I'm going to put them here. And I'm going to bring all this to the table, you guys. You see that? Here, come with me to the table. And this is our tiny little table. And these are our beautiful tomatoes. So this is dinner, you guys. We've got these crispy onion rings with all this incredible meat. Remember? It's all about timing. And here's our lovely tomatoes. And maybe we'll have these strawberries with some vanilla ice cream for dessert. We'll see. So anyway, come back into the kitchen with me. I want to talk to you for 1 second. Don't mind the drums. So once again, okay, get the pan nice and hot, but then turn the flame down because you don't want to freak out the protein structure of grass-fed meat. Google it. Do the Stanley Fishman book. It's a great book if you want to get into the geekiness of meat and cooking meat. I know, Tom, you would. Butter, salt, pepper, it's all you should really need. Give it a nice crust. Cast iron, I think, personally, for steak, essential. But, you know, you don't have to take the word of Jeff Spicoli lookalike over here. So that's it. Remember, okay? Rare, medium rare. Boop, boop, boop. Well done. Not a good thing. Here, rare, Medium rare, well done. Don't do it. Don't spend the money and then ruin the meat. All right, I love you guys so much, but I have to take my fancy French knife, put my finger on the bee, and go eat. Peace. There, steak.